Okay, hey guys, so today's video I am going to be changing a light switch to a dimmer. So I've got two here. One does these ones and the other does these ones. So the one that I want to change is not that one, it is that one, which is this switch. So I'm going to go downstairs and turn off the fuse for this switch, and then I'm going to test it and check that it's not turning on and double check it with my multimeter, and then I'm going to show you the switch we're going to be putting in. So we've got in here all nicely labelled and a bit scribbly. New countless sockets, basement fridge socket, spare switch light oven, backlight ground floor, part and back socket, kitchen basement spares, light, ground floor lights, new shop lights. So when we did this refurb for this shop, we put new electrics into the front, so I'm going to hazard guess that it is that one. And just to be safe, let's pop this one off as well. So there we go. Right, let's go back upstairs, not forget my switch. As I said, changing the light switch, here it is. As you can see on the label, it says, sorry about the red flashing rainbow light, 400 watt push fit white. So basically each light there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are, as far as I can remember, all 50 watt, so 8 times 5 is 400, which makes this the correct dimmer switch for the job. So, what we need for this job is a flathead. So, I have my little screwdriver. This, and now find a nice chunky flathead for this, because it's quite a big screw. And I'll pop my head torch on for good measure and just double down on this. Sorry about any glare or anything, guys. Okay, so I did have this off the other week just to have a look inside it. I didn't install it, I'm not an electrician, but I like to have a crack at things, and the worst case I put it back. So before we go any further, let's just check switches, no lights. Gonna double check that with the multimeter before I actually start touching anything, because that is the smart thing to do when messing about with electronics. Alright, well that came off, I would say, dramatically and successfully. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, but very grimy. A lot of dust, a lot of grime is heavily used. It's 3 years, 3.5 years of getting a lot of love and not a lot of attention. So, as we said, this is the one that we are replacing. And in order to do that, I'll just pop this up against it. There's these little clips on both ends of it, and I'm hoping it's just as easy as undoing those. Okay, here we go. You gonna come? Come on the bottom? Here we go. Whoop. And squiggle and wiggle. Alright, that doesn't walk up any further than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this second plate here, and see what depth this reveals. Oh god, you're a long screw, aren't you? Come on. Now I'm just gonna turn on the probe so you guys at home can see how really warm it is in here. Yeah, we'll leave that for a minute to figure itself out. So I think it's the hottest day of the year so far. It's 27 outside, and yeah, I'm in a restaurant with loads of fridges running and no extraction, and I am sweating. So, oh god, that long one again, aren't you? Come on, yeah, let's keep going. Oh, you feel like you're out and now you want to go back in. Right. Okay. So, now we can pull the guts out and see what's going on. Okay, so this one at the bottom here is our power in, and then at the top is the 3, or is it 4? Yeah, it's 4 because I've got an emergency light on there. So all of those things are the feeds out to the circuits for the light runs and the emergency light, and I have a neon on there. Everything is earthed on here, as you can see, for each run, and this is the one that we need to get access to. So I'm going to need to unclip it because I can't get a screw in there to loosen off this live and common terminal. So let's get to that. Maybe this would be better to do it from here. Oh. Right, I'm sorry guys, there's no good way of getting you a nice angle of this until such time as I get the rest of my filming gear, which should be sometime soon. Now, I want to be careful with this because I don't want to break it. I may need to put this one back if there is any problems with the blooming the new one. Right, so I got one side out. Alright, here we are. We are rock and rolling. So we have 2 going into the common, and that one goes, that's my live feed in, and this is a looper bridge over to this next switch, and that one has the same thing that loops to that, so that keeps all of that circuit. Right, I guess we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna change this tip because it's a bit big for what we're doing, and we're going to put in smaller. So that was 4mm, so let's go with a 3mm, and we will gradually go down from there. So, right, let's just get this again. So this is our feed in, this is our loop, and this one is the one that goes up to the circuit. So we have 3 options on this one. So I'm guessing we're going to do well, let's try L1 to be the feed, and let's try this middle one to be the feed in, and if that doesn't work we'll just muck about, swapping about until we get a result. So it's not the perfect science to it. It's going to be me up and down stairs quite a lot. Let's just get this multimeter on it first, check that we're dead, even though fairly certain we are. So we're going to go 200 volts, and just going to go across these terminals and see if we get any readings. We shouldn't. Nothing there. This isn't our feeding anyway, but right. So that's all good. Let's take this chuffy out and just make a mental note of what's where in this. So in the event that I cock this up, and I can put it right. So that's not going. So let's have a go at a 3.5. See if we can get a bit more grab on this screw. I think that's it. That's quarter turn. Yeah, that is going. So quite a good loosen up. Right, so here we are. Let's loosen up these, make them ready. Oh, these are quite a lot smaller than what we had before. So anyway, are they happy to go in? Not really. So one option we've got for this is we can use, well actually, you can't really see it, but these ones are single wire. This is folded back, so I'm probably going to have to get some pliers, either try and squash it down or cut it. Yeah, here we are, we've got some pliers. So let's just pull this one out. Get a bit more light on it for you guys. Right, so we've got that out. Now we're just going to ping that bit off. So now we have lots of nice narrow things to put in places. Let's screw you up. So this was our live feed in this slightly beige one. But like I said, if I don't make it work on round 1, then we will have a go at round 2 and round 3 and round 4. Worst thing that happens is I have to spend a bit more cash figuring out what the chuff I'm doing, but I'll know for next time, and I'll learn something. That's the whole point of what these videos are going to be, is to try and get better at stuff that I'm not very good at. Right, they're all in. So, yeah, I'm just going to turn the fuse back on. Okay, so I've turned that fuse on. Let's see what happens with, ooh, good. Right, that switch works. And there we go. You see it dimming. Woohoo! So, yeah. Let's show you the excitement of a dimmable light. Sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder here while I'm doing this. There you go. So I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even bother to look up online really. Just went for it, and there you go. So I put the main feed into the middle one. I don't know what that symbol is. I put the feed to the light circuit from the switch for L1, and I put the jumper on L2. So now I'm just going to put it all back together, and yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I will show you the end results. Okay, that is off now on the fuse board. Let's just confirm that the switch is not doing anything, so I'm going to safely assume we are good to go on this. Right, what's going to be the best way for this? I would say we want to clip this little guy in first, because that's just the reverse engineering way of how we got it in the first place. So that's that. Fortunately, it's a bit of a weird shape. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll bring the camera a bit closer. But Yeah, slightly different design. There's a bit of a gap at the top. Not the end of the world. We will do something about that and make it work. I mean, a lot of the time that's all it is. It's got that other faceplate on, so that should keep it secure. Alright, so we've got a little box connector thingy guy there, and he is being a pain in the butt. So let's try and find, because this sits much deeper by probably 15 mil. So I think let's pull this out a bit, move this up here. There's plenty of space for that there, and how's that looking? Is that lining up with our screw hole? Right, so let's put these long boys in. Start on this side. So I'm just looking over the top of it, getting it all lined up, and I'm just gonna, not going all the way, I'm just gonna get it in till it bites up a bit, starts to pull in. I'll get the other one for the other side, do much the same. So we get that, clamp him up. Okay, so that's, and we're going to push it in and see how happy it is once it's in its final resting place, hopefully, because I won't have to do any further maintenance on this. I like a nice job that once is enough, leave it to it. But obviously when you're mucking about, you've got to be prepared to fix stuff. I mean, I own a restaurant and most of my job is fixing things, putting out metaphorical fires, but this is the stuff I like doing. Bit of a challenge, sometimes I get it wrong, but this one has gone right off the bat. So once we've got this now, the whole purpose of this project was, we've been open for 3.5 years, and it's an independent business, and one of the things that we have observed is that people really like a dimmable atmosphere. One of the things that I learned about this a few years ago was when you dim lights in a restaurant, it forces your pupil to dilate, so as a result it does something with your brain and increase serotonin, more dopamine. You trick yourself into having a better time, or you actually feel more likely to do so. So hopefully this creates a better atmosphere for my customers, and yeah, everyone will be happy. So this is almost clamped up. I'm just going left to right, making sure I'm not overdoing one at the cost of the other. Now, worst case, what's happened is I may have pinched a cable or something, and I could have caused a short. Can't really see anything about that until we test it again once I turn this fuse on. So I'm just going to completely put it back on now. I'm going to put that plate on. Maybe I'll give this dirt a little wipe off, just the most of it. Now, we're not putting water anywhere near this because water is not a good thing to be around electrics. That's very basic. Everyone knows that. But yeah, here we go. Right, that looks legit. Now we'll just give the back of this a little wipe as well. Can't hurt. Right. So this will hopefully squiggle over that. Is that going to line up? Yeah, that's central. So this is being a bit of a bumhole. Right, there we go. So this has turned into a bigger job, as I thought it may. But my restaurant's closed for a week while I wait for this giant mega new fan to come. So I will use my handy Dremel to do some minor alterations to this. Ooh, come on, get off there. Oh, this isn't good fun for me. It's almost going to be broken before we even get started. Oh, wait, no. Maybe it was just being a bit keen to come out. Right, that's not perfect, but for what I'm doing today, just to get it done and put together, so no one mucks about with it. But I know I'm going to have to do a little more work on this to make sure it's a nice flush fit, nice and watertight, so we can spray it and wipe it, keep it clean. And yeah, I'm probably not going to do it today, but I've got this week free for it. I'm gonna, yeah, it's a bit pants that. So you can see that all underneath it doesn't sit nice like these ones kind of do. So hopefully I can just ping off a bit of it, sand it down with a Dremel and make it a nice flush fit, but otherwise it is functional. Okay, so we figured something out. It's not good, but the dimmers work, but it's also dimming those lights, which are not even connected to it directly, and it's dimming my neon, which I don't think is very good for it, but yeah. Then we turn the dimmer off, and it turns on those lights, which can be dimmed, but it also turns on the emergency light, as you can see in the top right there. So that tells me I've got my wires crossed, got my jumpers in the wrong hole. I've got this turned off the fuse board, so I'm just going to take this back off. I'll be fast forwarding through this bit because I've already seen it. Okay, so what are we dealing with here? So our problem was that for some reason we're bridging when we power on. So I think this on the right hand side there is the connection for bridging, and I'm going to have a go at putting both of those into L1 and see what happens. So bear with me while I do this. Just going to straighten these out a bit, give us a better chance of getting them in. Oh, there goes the switch. Hopefully that's not knackered. No, so, oh, something fell off it. Okay, it all seems to be there, so let's try the light and the bridge into L1. Just going to make sure this screws nice and wide out. Looking at it, maybe L2 is the way to go because that's a bit wider, so maybe that's intended to have 2 in, so let's give that a go. Seems that's going to be the easier thing to try. Oh, and that's what fell out. A tiny screw. So I'm going to pause this while I find that. Okay, we found it. Much easier than that could have been. So very carefully, in it goes. So everything was working when we put this live feed into this middle one. Let's just slacken that off. Jibbing it in. Clamp it up. Let's put this on for sake of being easy. Right, I'm going to turn the fuse board back on and be right back. So the fuse is back on. Let's do that test. So emergency lights off. Dimmer, switch, neon, and hopefully the dimmer doesn't dim everything. No, it's still dimming everything. So, right, let's try another combination. Let's get the fuse board off, be right back. Okay, I'm back, it's isolated, and yes, that was an improvement on what we were experiencing last time, but still it's not just that single run of lights that is dimming. So yeah, let's try. I'm not sure if I think I put the bridge on L1 last time, so let's try putting the light feed onto L1 and the bridge on L2. So light feeds going in the L1 terminal. And L2 is the bridge connection. So fuse board on, yada yada, be right back. Okay, let's see what's happening now. So got the same problem as last time. Right, so fuse board off again, and this time we're going to switch L1 and L2, see what that does. Okay, here we are again. So L1 is the light run connection currently, and L2 is the bridge. So we're just going to try and do a straight swap, and maybe that's the magic answer. Let's put that in there. Put that in there. I mean, there's only so many combinations, so trial and error should result in success. Right, fuse board back on, I'll be right back. Okay, let's see what happens now. That's on, but also the emergency light is on, that's not a good start. And now switch 2 and 3 are not working, so that means the bridge coming from L2 is not the answer. So yeah, it's going to be the it's still dimming everything else, but then when I turn that on it turns them off. So okay, let's turn the fuse off and try something else. So this one, check everything's off. Yeah, I'm now going to try and put the live connection and the light circuit connection. Oh chuff, dropped it again. Right, we found it again. So look at that. In so it doesn't drop out. And what were we doing? We were going to swap the bridge stays where it is. And now we're going to put live into L2, and we're going to put the lighting circuit into this middle one. So nice in there. So get the fuse board on, see what happens. So dimming, but the emergency light stays on. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. Even when the dimmer's off. So that is not the solution. So oh god, I dropped something again. Right, be right back. So fuse is off. So what else do we have to try? So let's have a think about it. So before, on this other switch, we had the live and the bridge coming to common, and this top right one was programmed to be one way. So the common had power and the bridge, and this top one had the circuit. So figuring maybe that symbol is common. So let's try power and the bridge in the middle. And then the light circuit on L1. I think that makes sense in my head. And this is kind of all about variables anyway. Okay, so in here there's 3 little clips, and I'm having problems getting 2 wires into these 2 terminals. So one of them fell out, so I'm going to try and take those 2 out so I can fit 2 wires in. See if I can just ping it off. It looks kind of like it's clipped. Maybe it falls out through the front. Let's see. Alright, that's starting to come. Maybe something more needly. Get right in. Well, you don't want to come out. Do you want to come? Okay, well I've managed to bend it out of the way a bit. So, right, what we're doing. We were going to do power and light circuit into the middle. It's a bit of a squeeze. Oh no, something fell out again. go. Sure. Okay, so that screw has vanished, so I'm gonna have to go and find a replacement. So I'll be back in a bit. So we found it. I was looking through some stuff, I was walking, and it fell out of my clothes. So that's fun. Right. So back to it again. Just gonna tighten these up a bit so they don't continue to fall out. So what's got me thinking is the way this was wired up. It was up here in one way, so I think we need to forget about one of these sides, and maybe L1 is one way, so we only need two of these as the source of things. So we are trying to remember what we're doing, but we are going to try light circuit and live into what I think is maybe the common, but obviously if you're an electrician, you're watching this and screaming down the TV how much of an idiot I am, that's totally fine, totally true. Okay, right, fiddly fiddly fiddly. So those are the correct ones. Let's clamp it up. It's not the best connection in the world, but for the sake of these tests I think it's going to make contact. Now let's pop this in L2. If that doesn't work, we'll try it in L1, and that'll be those tests. So fuse board on. So it's already not looking good. Okay, so that didn't work. Right, I'm going to write down all the different combinations of how I can join this up and then come back to it. Okay, so now I have got together, how are we going to show you this? Can't really see it, but we'll try. So I've got the three terminals, the three different wires, and I'm just going to go through and record what each test does, and then hopefully I can show you the one that did work, and that'll be that. Alright. Probably be fast forwarding through most of this because you've seen enough of me faffing about. There should have been a quick job, but because I don't know what I'm doing, it's obviously going to take me a bit longer. So the next test, we're going to swap the jumper wire from L2 to L1. The live did come out of what I think is the common in the middle a little bit. So let's just undo it enough, and they keep falling out. So I'm going to be clever and clamp that back up, because I've spent far too much of today on my hands and knees looking for dropped wires. So if I can avoid wasting time like that, that's for the best. Right. So that one's ready for testing. Let's turn the fuse on. Okay, that's not working. That has resulted in only the emergency light being wired. And let's see what's going on with that. So the emergency light is its own circuit and jumper into the common. So I think our next test we're going to do live and jumper in the common with circuit in L1 for one test and circuit in L2 for another test, and mark that off as a failure. So fuse off. Test is live and jumper in the central one. So we'll take out the jumper in L1 first, and transfer to L1 for the circuit. And now we have L1 for the light circuit, the mains feed and the jumper in the common. Let's see what that does. Moment of truth is good, the power isn't on for that one. Okay, so dimmer dimming, and I'll show you while I'm testing so you can see what's happening with all the lights. So my spotlight's on full, dimming down with all of these lights staying on. They turn off independently. The neon and dimming is not affecting the other lights. My emergency light's staying off, so I'm quite happy with that. Yep, we have put the, I'm figuring this middle symbol is the common. I don't want to touch it, it's live at the minute, but yeah, the kind of beigey pink wire is live in, and the brown one in that common is the jumper. Then L1 is the light circuit. So from looking at the old switch where it was wired up into one way, I figured that we have to wire this up kind of the same way because it wasn't in the two, so we don't need the two. But yeah, trial and error, got it working. Time to pack it all back together and pretend like that didn't take me 10 times longer than it should have. You know what, let's be clever, turn that fuse off. Okay, fuse is off, so let's get this nice and square and positioned up. Just gonna really clamp these up because they're not very happy, those two wires in that common terminal, but a bit tighter and might be in luck with them staying put. Well, we will certainly find out anyway once we've got it in place. So just going side to side, making sure we don't over tighten one side. Get it all nice and pulled in and flush, even though we already know that switch is not going to be a happy bunny. Maybe I could get it sat a little bit. We'll see anyway. Yeah, that looks a little bit better than the last effort we made. So this is nearly there. Maybe one more turn. For luck, you know. That was more than one. Okay. Plonk this on. Oh, as we silly Dan realised, you can take that off. So, yeah, we're still getting some little finicky problems from it. Let's try putting the bottom in and seeing if we get a kind of flush fit. No, I'm gonna have to come back. I'll bring the camera down so you can see, but I'm gonna have to grind these back a little bit so that when I put the faceplate up to it, it can sit a bit further back on it, because in the minute it's kind of raising itself up. Alternatively, I can try and get these to sit in here. I mean, it already doesn't fit in the same housings because it doesn't have this style, but so if I break those tabs, it's not the end of the world. There's enough outward force on it that it should stay nice and flush. So yeah, I'm just gonna see what I can do and show you the end. Maybe just to be safe, I'll put a little bit of gaffer over it, the bottom where this gap is, so that reduce the risk of any water or any, I mean there's going to be loads of crap build up in that, which is why I want to get it done a bit more proper. But yeah, for now that's on nice and firm. I'll just show you again what I'm complaining about. So you see there, you can see in that gap. Sorry about that, folks, the camera battery died, so I've just got it on charge now. Right, last thing, pop this switch on. No, last thing, we said we were going to just put a little bit of gaffer around that fitting for the meantime, until I'm able to get my Dremel to the shop. And we can do a proper nice finish. Alternatively, I spend the money and find the right module that's gonna have a nice fit in there, but sometimes you just got it needs must. Now, like I said at some point, I'm not a professional, I'm a bit of a bodger, and there's probably some people out there watching this thinking, oh god, what's he doing? Oh. But you know what, that's alright, I'm learning, and I got it done, didn't I? So, right, that should keep all the crap out of it. I'll just show you that on a bit closer up. I don't know if that's recording. It says it is, but I'm not showing on my viewfinder. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop this back on there. It's a bit ugly, but yeah, let's pause this and check out what's going on with that fuse and just do final testing, and that's going to be it. Okay, so turn the fuse back on and nothing's happening, so you know what that tells us. lucky me's got to take it all back out because that loose connection that I identified in the common terminal for the live feed in has more than likely jumped itself out. So yeah, good fun, good times. Here we go. Oh. But obviously I've just turned that fuse on, so I am going to have to go and turn it off again. So you've seen this enough times, so we'll just be fast forwarding through the third or fourth time of me taking this apart and putting it back together. Maybe we can just pull this cheeky bugger out so we know that's dead. So we've got to stick this in common. We've got to make sure he doesn't blooming jump back out on us, because otherwise I'll have to do it all again. Such a tight space. You know what, I'm gonna take a little one of these, just try and bend that little springy metal thing back. Can't remove it, but if I can give us a bit more space to get these wires in, which I think I've done there. Put my flathead back on, and let's get these stuck in. That's nice in there. Clamp it up, not too much, because we don't want to crack any threads in here. That would be pretty lame. So now just gonna put it back in how we had it before. Actually gotta get these bottom bits inside the frame. Maybe I can lever this in. No, not really. Oh, we got that side in. No, we didn't. Oh, come on. Okay, that's a bit better. We might have a... Oh no, you've just come back out again, see? Okay, stay. So yeah, like I said, my shop has closed for a week while I get a big mega fan fabricated, and yeah, once that comes I'll do a video of us doing that, but in the meantime I'm using the opportunity to just take on a few of the projects that have amassed. I mean, I've just got loads of things hanging about that need taking care of, and that's not nice, is it? Let's get that right in there. Make sure that our dimmer can click. That's clicky enough for me. Right, let's get our fuse on. There we have it, folks. I'll just show you the wonderful lights in action. So, this is our new dimmer. On, off, on, dim, and that one's staying on its own. That's my neon. Everything off. And dimming down, and yeah, happy with that. Lighting is an ongoing project, but as you see, you just give it a go if you've got the time and the patience, and a minimum knowledge for safety, then give it a crack. Worst case, put it back to how it was. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. There'll be a few more coming out as I find the time to do these things. And yeah, if you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.